Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for the 2020 AIA Philadelphia Design Awards celebration. My name is Rebecca Johnson, and I'm the Executive Director of AIA Philadelphia and the Center for Architecture and Design. I'm so grateful that you've joined us. I wish it was in person, but this is such a special night for our community, and we couldn't celebrate without all of you. So again, thank you very much. I hope you use the chat feature to congratulate your colleagues as the awards are announced, and I hope you enjoy yourself. This night is a very special night for us, and we couldn't do it without our fantastic jury who meets in September and looks through all of the projects. This year we have an unbelievable jury from Boston, Massachusetts. Thank you very much to Andrea Leers, FAIA, from Leers, Weinzapfel Associates. Thank you very much to Eric Höweler, AIA, from Höweler and Yoon. And thank you to Beth Whitaker, AIA, from Merge Architects. And lastly, but certainly not least, thank you so much to Andrea Love from Payette. All four of them will be joining us and sharing a little bit inside the jury deliberations, and they introduce each award and give some comments on each project. So thank you again to them for their time and their brilliance and helping us sort through so many amazing projects this year and picking tonight's award recipients. We really couldn't be here tonight without the folks that support us year after year. And so before we get on to our very jam-packed agenda, I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors for supporting us in a very difficult year for everyone. And so thank you so much to all of our sponsors for sponsoring AIA Philadelphia, and specifically this year for sponsoring the AIA Philadelphia Design Awards. For the past 13 years, Clemens Construction Company has been our platinum sponsor for the Design Award celebration. Steve Poppert and Clemens have been such loyal supporters of AIA Philadelphia, the Center for Architecture and Design, the Community Design Collaborative, CHAD, ACE Mentoring, GBCA, CREW, and many other design and construction organizations. Their leadership and support of all of the organizations and nonprofits that are working to better the community is only matched by their leadership in construction excellence across the city. They're involved in so many projects, and I'm very grateful that Steve and Carol and the entire Clemens team continues to support our organization, and without their help, we couldn't deliver the quality programs and events that we do. So thank you so much to Steve and Clemens for your continued support, especially in such a difficult year like 2020. Thank you for your steadfast support and sponsorship of the AIA Philadelphia community. And now for our gold sponsors. Milber, Macris, Plusitis, and Sadin, Rich Davies and your team, thank you so much for your continued support of the AIA Philadelphia community and for your leadership on the Center for Architecture and Design Board.
Good evening. I'm Rich Davies, Managing Partner of the Pennsylvania office of Milber, Macris, Plusitis, and Sadin, MMPS for short, longtime legal counsel to AIA Philadelphia, and Chairman of Philadelphia Center for Architecture and Design. For the second time in as many weeks, I and my partners Victoria Green and Kevin Domowski are sponsoring virtual design awards. And I must tell you, we are tiring of virtual experiences. They're like being in the same room as you, standing side by side, raising a glass and celebrating great architecture. But I'm afraid that until we are vaccinated and free to roam about maskless, our celebrations will remain digital. Yet even when we are free to stand closer than 6 feet to one another, I think we will continue to be challenged by changes that threaten norms. I think that architects will be uniquely qualified to meet some of those challenges. And I have faith you will successfully meet them. That faith rests upon my years of representing and protecting you, and is reinforced by the work of those we recognize with these awards tonight. To the awardees, to all of you, I say thank you. And keep the faith.
Thank you again, Rich. We are truly grateful for all that you do for both AIA and the Center. And now for Langen. Langen has supported many events over the years. Thank you for your support of both AIA Philadelphia and the Center for Architecture and Design. Once again, thank you, Langen, Chris Hager, and Christine Howe. Thank you for all that you do. And also supporting at the gold level, CVM Professional. Thank you, CVM Professional, for your continued support of this event. And a special thanks to Rob Schaefer. Thank you so much to all of our gold sponsors. And now I'd like to turn your attention to Keystone Hood in their 4th year as the emerging professional sponsor. This sponsorship was custom built to exemplify the firm's strong commitment to supporting young professionals in the AEC community. The money received through this partnership goes directly towards subsidizing the ticket cost of emerging professionals so that more are able to attend this celebration. We are grateful for Keystone Hood's constant support of AIA Philadelphia chapter and cannot be more appreciative of your efforts to strengthen the bond between emerging professionals, the chapter, and our member firms and allied members. Thank you. Thank you to Tom Normile, Dean, Denise, Amelia, and the entire Keystone Hood team for investing in young professionals of the AIA Philadelphia chapter. And now for our silver sponsors. Another pair of longtime supporters, O'Donnell Nacarado and the GBCA. Tony Nacarado and Mike Herman of O'Donnell and Nacarado are constants when it comes to the support that they give to AIA Philadelphia and the center, especially evident in Tony's long-time dedication to making our annual golf outing a success. Thank you, O'Donnell Nacarado.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Anthony Nacarado. I'm the president of O'Donnell and Nacarado Structural Engineers, headquartered here in Philadelphia. On behalf of the firm, I'd like to congratulate all of tonight's award winners. O'Donnell Nacarado is proud to sponsor tonight's event, as we have done many years in the past. We are proud supporters of AIA Philadelphia, and we look forward to continuing our support in the future, especially next year when we celebrate our firm's 40th anniversary in business. Again, congratulations to all.
Thank you again to Tony and Mike for your support of AIA and the center. Our next silver sponsor is the GBCA, or the General Building Contractors Association, a valued partner organization that forms one of our joint committees and helps extend our knowledge base through cross-sector programming. Thank you so much to the GBCA.
Philadelphia, the birthplace of America. Conceived by visionaries, we set the standard of building excellence. We build safer and stronger. We dig deeper, push harder, climb higher, building stronger together. We are GBCA, the General Building Contractors Association. Visit gbca.com to learn more.
Thank you again to the GBCA, especially Ben Connors and Angela, who along with Julie Foley support our AIA GBCA committee. And now, thank you to all of our bronze sponsors. Thank you to the lighting practice, especially Darcy and your team. Thank you to Daniel J. Keating Company, Thank you to Becker, Frondorf, and Charlie for your continued support. Thank you very much to Parallel Edge and Sandra and your team for your support of AIA Philadelphia and the Center for Architecture and Design. And thank you to the Lighting Design Collaborative for your support. Thank you to all of our bronze sponsors. And last, but certainly not least, our copper sponsors. Thank you very much to Hughtech Engineering Incorporated, Larson and Landis, A. Ottavino Corporation, Bluestone Construction Services, and McGran. Thank you very much to all of our copper sponsors. Thank you to all our sponsors for helping make this evening possible. 2020 has been a really difficult year for so many reasons. I have found myself becoming an expert in technology, and I use the word expert very loosely, to figure out how to bring virtual events. I think we have seen increased engagement from the chapter, being able to just jump on a Zoom. We've seen some things not take off as much as we would like to. But I do think that overall, this year has taught us a lot about our resiliency as an organization, and also the need to continue the conversation around design and how it's impacting really some of the systemic problems in our society and specifically in our city. So I'm grateful to the many, many hours of all of the committee members who have been involved this year and really kind of dug in. There's so much more work to do, and I am looking forward to continue all of that work with you in 2021. This year, I couldn't have gotten through this year without the leadership and support of the 2020 AIA Philadelphia president, Paul Avizier. Paul has been a champion for kind of steering the ship and pointing us in the right direction, and really supporting the staff and also the board in their very sort of hefty work that many of the board members have on their plate to get accomplished at a time when everything else has just been heightened, whether it be their work, their family life, and also their commitment to AIA Philadelphia. So thank you to all of the board members for really stepping up this year. And I want to just give a special thanks and introduce our 2020 AIA Philadelphia president, Paul Avizier. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Rebecca. Good evening. Back in January at the induction ceremony, I talked about the things I was excited for this year. And if my memory serves correct, standing in an empty room, talking to a phone was not part of that plan. I was excited to build upon our 2019 successes, help grow the chapter, increase member engagement, and develop more connections with you, our members and colleagues. I was excited to move our sustainability agenda forward, and I was excited for the impending national conference to be held here in 2021. I was also, more than anything, excited to be your president for this year, as one of the oldest chapters and largest chapters in the country. Not everything's gone according to plan, but plans are made to be changed and adapted. While we have been thrown some curveballs this year, we have also been provided opportunities for growth. We've learned to adapt, and in doing so, reassess the ways in which we communicate, not just as a chapter, but individually one-on-one. We've been called upon to reassess the way in which architecture is used in response to public health, and we have continued to improve on our efforts to decrease disparities in our profession regarding equity, diversity, and inclusion. I'm honored to be standing here in the center, recording this, but saddened that you aren't here with me. Tonight is a celebration not just of our chapter's achievements through adversity this year, but ultimately it's about our members, colleagues, allies, and others in our profession. We must recognize our chapter staff that has worked tirelessly to keep the ship afloat. Rebecca, Julie, Liz, Joe, and Jermaine, your work has been invaluable and we commend you. Our board has stepped up in so many ways this year, confronting each obstacle with drive and commitment, and I can't thank them enough for their support. We should recognize our committees that promptly and successfully switched to the virtual realm and have continued to make progress throughout the year. And thank you for all our volunteers. The work that you have done this year has been truly remarkable. While my year as president has not necessarily been what I had expected, I am proud of what we have accomplished despite the challenges we have faced. We learned how to adapt and develop new paths forward by pivoting our programs and connecting with membership in new ways. Thanks to Zoom, I believe we actually increased our outreach and were able to connect with more of our members. After all, it's much easier to attend a meeting if you don't have to leave your house. Despite not being able to be together, we've continued to make progress in our chapter on a number of efforts and have exciting things in process that will be unveiled in the coming months. Thank you for the opportunity to lead the chapter this year, and although it hasn't been easy, I hope that you will all take the moment and reflect upon the ways in which you have grown, overcame adversity, or learned a new way in which to do something. I wish you all well this holiday season, and ask that you all stay healthy and continue to make the sacrifices necessary for the betterment of our society. I am thankful to be amongst you, if only virtually, and I'm excited for tonight's Design Award celebration. Please enjoy the presentation, stay well, and I look forward to the opportunity to be with you in person once again. Congratulations to our newly elected 2021 AIA Philadelphia Board of Directors. President-elect, Jeff Goldstein, FAIA, Principal Founding Partner, Digsaw. Secretary, Rich Villabrea Jr., Associate AIA, Design Technology Specialist, Kieran Timberlake. Director of Design, Fatima Oliveri Martinez, AIA, Principal, Kieran Timberlake. Director of Equitable Communities, Michael Johns, FAIA, NOMA, Lead AP. Principal, M Designs and MWJ Consulting LLC. At-Large Director, Clarissa Kelsey, AIA, Architectural Designer, Stantec. At-Large Director, Sophia Lee, AIA, NOMA, Lead AP, BD&C. Director of Philadelphia Emerging Professionals, Ross Silverman, Associate AIA, Lead Degreed Associate, Architectural Designer, WRT. Public Member, Taya Wynn, NOMA, Lead Degreed Associate, SEED, Executive Director, Community Design Collaborative. Joining these newly re-elected board members are the existing directors continuing in their board journey. Treasurer, Bob Schuman, AIA Lead AP, AIA Pennsylvania Representative, Scott Compton, AIA, and our directors, Brian Smiley, AIA Lead AP, BD&C, Phil Burkett, AIA Well AP, Lead AP, Stephen Potts, AIA, Aaron Rourke, AIA Lead AP, Chris Berlakelock, AIA, Kevin Malowski, AIA Lead AP, Rob Fleming, AIA, Tim Kerner, AIA, Danielle Delio Kim, AIA, and Michael Penzel, Associate AIA. And a special thanks to our outgoing past president, John Campbell, for your years of service and dedication to the chapter. It has been a pleasure working with you over the years. And as I transition myself to past president for next year, I'm excited to welcome Soha St. Just AIA as our 2021 president. Congratulations to our newly elevated fellows. Jason Smith, FAIA, Lead AP, Partner, Kieran Timberlake. Jeff Goldstein, FAIA, Principal and Co-Founding Partner, Digsaw. David L. Schrader, FAIA, A4LE Fellow, Lead AP, Founding Managing Partner, Schrader Group. And Samuel E. Olshan, FAIA, Principal, Ack and Olshan Architects. This achievement is well-deserved. Congratulations. We are honored to have you represent our chapter in such an esteemed group of individuals. Now let's take a look at the individuals that became licensed in Pennsylvania in 2020. This year, we had many new members become licensed in Pennsylvania this year. Congratulations to all of you on becoming licensed. Well done. At this time, I'd like to transition to the individual awards portion of our program. These awards honor the individuals that help shape our organization, and we're going to start with our Volunteer of the Year award. Congratulations to Lance Rothstein, AIA, Vice President at Hill International, for being selected as our 2020 Volunteer of the Year. The annual Volunteer of the Year award is given to an AIA Philadelphia member who has exemplified outstanding service over the past year and advances the chapter's mission and goals. Lance is being recognized for his long-standing but exceptionally time-intensive and difficult year and a half of fighting to keep the Charter High School for Architecture and Design open and continuing to serve the 600 students attending CHAD. Lance advocated and represented the AIA and greater architectural community extremely well through a difficult series of obstacles, the ultimate one being the unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic, which necessitated the ultimate closure of the school this past June. Lance served as the CHAD board president in his final years and spent countless hours solving the big and the small issues, always keeping the students and their families top of mind. We are grateful to his service and look forward to the next chapter of design education in Philadelphia. For these reasons and more, the AIA board selected Lance Rothstein as our 2020 Volunteer of the Year. Thank you, Lance, for your service, and congratulations.
2002, I met Todd, who was looking to teach as an adjunct professor. He was so highly recommended by Susan Maxman that there was like, okay, I'll talk to this guy. And he was so great and so much like who he has continued to be: cheerful, optimistic, smart as a whip, and really dedicated to a vision of sustainability.
He does it, I think, at every level, from a personal level with his family and having them engaged in community. I know we were neighbors in Mount Airy. I know he was involved in Mount Airy and continues to be involved in his own community.
I've worked on quite a few projects over the years with the collaborative, but one has really sort of lasted for nearly 20 years, a relationship that I developed with Jerome Shabazz and the Overbrook Environmental Education Center. And although the project and projects we worked on weren't necessarily realized exactly as envisioned, it was that relationship and getting to know his organization that has sort of stayed with me.
Todd is a very thoughtful designer. What I really appreciate about Todd is his ability to integrate both the built and natural environment for the benefit of human function and form. You know, the idea of what architects have the capacity to do is to really improve the quality and functionality of human life. And so his ability to take all of that in consideration with his design strategies, with his recommendations is invaluable.
Ideas are a dime a dozen. He develops them with incredible elegance. And so I really want to congratulate him on the work that he's done in the collaborative thus far.
Who's been with us through the years. I can't imagine anyone who is more deserving of the Alan Greenberger Award.
So congratulations.
Thanks very much to the collaborative for this honor. I'm not entirely sure that I deserve it, but I certainly really appreciate it.
Hi everyone, I'm Michael Penzel, the PIA co-chair, and on behalf of the PIA Prize jury, it is my honor to announce Brian Commons as the PIA Prize winner for 2020. I think I can speak for the entire jury when I say their projects clearly showed not only the work they've done, but the passion and the intent that they had behind every single project. Their mission is evidently shown through all their designs, and we are excited to see where they go from here. Congratulations.
I started Bright Common almost 10 years ago. We're a sustainable architecture practice in Philadelphia, and we have what we think is a really simple slogan: high concept, low carbon, all people.
We talk about outlet quite a bit, and what's so intriguing to me is the fact of all the different stakeholders on that project. Not only, are we obviously as the architects and lead designers driving the design and sort of the energy efficiency standards and things of that nature, but we're partnered with a really great builder who's a close friend of the studio. And then the client themselves was a really active participant in that project, being an artist and really just a creative thinker.
Play Arts, which was a bathhouse in Philly that's been around since, when I say the early 1900s. And that process was just extremely fulfilling because we worked with, similarly to Outlet, wonderful clients who had a really strong vision from when we first came in. And it was mostly about us kind of getting out of the way in a lot of the work that we did and letting their vision really come through. And the way that we were able to specifically add value there was to help them get the building to a higher level of efficiency, sort of their nerdiness, the nerdy nature of that project.
I've really been a part of the foray into affordable housing, but we're finding ways to do a lot of infill work and pick up these leftover lots that sometimes can't be used for anything else. And we found a way to work to do a 30 unit scattered site project in West Philly with literally leftover lots.
Real world applications with like concrete solutions like Passive House was one way that you're starting from something very conceptual and then you see it happen in the real world, and that reaffirms all the potentials that the initial process had.
What I've learned from watching them is that, the things that are important, the market housing and the climate change, like just do it in every single thing you do, and then it just becomes a habit.
We're in the midst of adaptation and drawdown. Climate has already changed. We're working with it. But we are not going to slow down climate change without eradicating white supremacy. And that seems impossible, but I actually think they work together, and we have to kind of pick apart how you do that on the day-to-day. And that's our next big design challenge.
Thanks to the AIA for giving us this platform.
Thank you.
Welcome. My name is Michael Prifty. I'm the chairman of the Philadelphia Fellows Committee, and it's my pleasure to announce this year's 2020 winner of the Young Architect Award. The role of fellows is to promote our profession and institute, be of service to society, and in this sense, to mentor young architects. Our committee is comprised of noteworthy fellows: Mary Werner Denadai, Peter Piven, George Claflin, Joanne Aiken, Terry Steelman, Alan Greenberger, Jules Dingle, and myself. We're naturally pleased to serve as the chapter's Young Architect Award jury. Candidates for this award represent the cream of AIA Philadelphia's crop of talented younger professionals. We hope they all go on to become fellows later in their careers. So as a committee and jury, we look for a candidate's position and role within their firm, either as an independent practitioner or within a major firm, the breadth of their leadership, and the diversity of their interests inside and outside of private practice. It's important, too, that impressive credentials are matched by exemplary letters of reference. So this year, we have selected David Quadrini as the Young Architect of the Year. David hits all of the notes we'd hope to celebrate with this award. A co-founder of his firm, Studio 6MM, he has demonstrated design excellence through his work, winning a Preservation Alliance Grand Jury Award, an AIA Tri-States Honor Award, and the AIA Divine Detail Award, among others. His leadership in practice is founded upon knowledge of his clients and their respective building sites. He has taught at both Philadelphia University's College of Architecture and at Temple's Tyler School of Art and Architecture. He has written for numerous print and online publications, appeared on broadcast television, and lectured frequently. His service to society, as well as design skill, is best exemplified by his award-winning Kensington Community Food Co-op project. We know the chapter treasures all of its rising members, and we encourage those listening to apply for next year's award. On behalf of the Fellows Committee, we congratulate David Quadrini on his Young Architect Award and express our very high expectations of his future endeavors.
There's a lot of problems that we as architects are going to have to look at as part of the design process. And you can solve, 99 of 100 problems, but if you don't solve the right problem, then, what have you really done? The Kensington Community Food Cooperative, it started as a feasibility project in 2013, and it finally opened its doors back in, I want to say it was 2018 now. That project was really interesting. It's a reuse of an old building that was an old bar in Kensington. And we really worked with a lot of engaged individuals. And what was cool about this is that there was an opportunity to answer the question, what is community? And rather than just kind of proceeding with design, assuming what community is to this group. I mean, it's a cooperative, so it's collectively owned by its members. So really it was trying to kind of take all these different voices and all these different people and how do we make this place about them with the NKCDC or New Kensington Community Development Corporation. And we just call it, it's not a fence. And what's interesting about that project is we invented that project with the client. Originally we were doing this commercial corridor improvement project. We were looking at, painting and upgrading and updating all these facades with the local business owners. So it's going to become this model block of how do you improve a commercial corridor in the city of Philadelphia on Girard Ave. And, we went through this whole process and there's still an empty vacant lot in the middle of this corridor that we're improving. All these things that just sort of happen in the day-to-day life on the street. We wanted to create a place that could happen. So it was a way of creating a building without actually creating a building. I think as architects, we do a really good job talking about our work to other architects, and we do a great job talking about our work among our own community, or meaning our own peers. But what I think we can do better moving forward is that dialogue and that communication in terms of bringing people along and bringing the overall public along with us in the next 20 years so that they can better understand the value of design in their community. It just feels, humbling and proud to be in this community among these peers. So thank you for considering me, and thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Betty has a good number of letters after her name. She won't talk about that. And she certainly has a lot of experience. No one can question her credentials, but probably along with that is her credential of her diplomacy, her sensitivity, her caring about people.
There's an entire universe of people out there who are not designers, not architects, who have a tremendous influence on design. And Betty's a perfect example of one, not just her work with the Historical Commission, but all the things I watched her do in the Germantown neighborhood have huge impact on what gets done.
She understands, let's say, a balance between neighborhood conservation on the one hand and gentrification on the other, and is very trusted because of who she is and how she works with people. So I think that getting people to realize that caring about your environment, caring about your history is actually something that most people share.
My fundamental passion is building community, building relationships. And I have learned that historic preservation can be an approach to building community. It helps people to tell the stories of the buildings, of the community, of events.
She's now been on the Historical Commission, I think, quite a long time. And I think, again, she is an effective voice because she can see the big picture. She can measure different points of view.
Having communities and neighborhoods understand architecture, design, the impact of historic preservation and how it can be a good thing for communities, and reaching out to them in ways that recognizes the culture of that community.
With AIA's concerns about community, diversity, and inclusion, so it's not just that she's getting an award, she feels very, very proud and very close to AIA.
Betty, you are a treasure, not just for Germantown, but for the city as a whole. I have you listed in my address book as Miss Germantown, and I don't think I made that up. I think that you provided that yourself. Couldn't be more correct. It makes me feel so great that an organization that I've been part of for so long is honoring you. So congratulations, enjoy the award.
And so I want to thank AIA. I also want to thank, of course, the board of AIA for selecting me. And I want to thank Nan Dutterman for nominating me.
Well, Harris has a wonderful joie de vivre that just makes friends of people who he wants to lead the parade for.
Harris is a franchise player. So when you have a franchise player, then you build a team, around that person.
More Park Less Way, you participated as part of the one of the neighborhood groups. They want to now make those changes permanent. So it's a great kind of proof of concept. But in the middle of all this, you've got protests on the parkway, you have a homeless encampment on the parkway, you have Black Lives Matter, pandemic, racial inequality, all that is now sort of against the backdrop of how we even start to think about public space.
One of the most exciting things that happened in the Delaware waterfront was that when he got really carried away and he was talking about some of the experiences that they had in the public engagement process down in South Philly. And he made some sweeping comment about the drunken stevedores. And the room just
We were able to not only change Philadelphia's planning history along the central Delaware, but help put in place the systems that would enable it to survive. So, I mean, it was a moment in Philadelphia history. It's hard to remember kind of pre-social media, but 15, 16 years ago, the city was just coming out of really the dark ages of post-industrialism. We were still transactional in our planning and in our development. We were putting Walmarts on the waterfront and building gated communities. Councilmatic prerogative was kind of really ruling the day.
Harris is sort of emblematic of the type of thing all architects should want to be, is not only great trained professional architects, but people who have a kind of a wide angle view on everything.
The Clean Air Council on a vision for those 1,400 acres. And it makes in some ways the central Delaware, I wouldn't say easy, but more manageable. When you have 1,400 acres that are highly toxic, heavily polluted, it sits in the middle of the airport, the Navy Yard, University City, and Center City. It's the future. If we get this right, if we really plan it in a way that it deals with the equity issues in housing and education, this is long-term.
Harris, congratulations on winning the Harbeson Award.
You're terrific. You deserve this award, and I bet even those drunken stevedores would think so.
Thank you to AIA Philadelphia for the Harbeson Award. It is deeply, deeply, deeply meaningful to me.
Congratulations to all of the individuals recognized tonight. You really are the best of our community, and it has been a pleasure hearing your stories, preparing for this event, and hearing them again tonight. Congratulations to each and every one of you. And now we will move on to the projects. Once again, I want to thank our jurors, Andrea Leers, Eric Höweler, Elizabeth Whitaker, and Andrea Love. Thank you again very much for your time and your expertise and supporting our program this year. Very much appreciated. And I want to thank the Design Committee, which is one of the things that they do is put together this program and pick the jury. And they spend a lot of time discussing how to make this program better year after year. They've been very instrumental in the Sustainability Award and the criteria. This year in particular, they worked very closely with COAT, specifically with Sherman Aronson, Jonathan Weiss, and with Brian Smiley, the board's Director of Sustainability and Preservation, to continue to fine-tune the data and the form that all firms were required to fill out for their project submissions, and actually expanded it to this with the state. So we took our form, well, it's not our form, it's the AIA Code Top 10 form, worked on it, and said, let's make sure the state's doing the same thing. And so the state was interested in doing the same thing. And so the submission requirements for AIA Pennsylvania and AIA Philadelphia Design Award submissions around sustainability were the same this year, which I think is a good thing for all of our members. And I really credit the work of the Design Committee here in Philadelphia, as well as the AIA Philadelphia COAT Committee, for really leading that charge over the past couple years, and then taking it statewide. So congratulations to all of you. I think it's been a real success, and thank you. And with that, we invite you to grab another drink, something to eat, relax, and enjoy the program. And I hope you will engage in the chat and congratulate your friends and colleagues as the awards are announced. And on with the program. For our first project award, I'd like to introduce Megan McGinley from the Community Design Collaborative Board to introduce the Paul Sainert Award for Community Design.
Good evening. I'm Megan McGinley. On behalf of the Community Design Collaborative staff and Board of Directors, I'm with you this evening to present the Paul Sainert Community Design Award. The award was named to recognize Paul's legacy as a designer, developer, innovator, and advocate for cities. The award recognizes a collaborative project completed in the previous year for its excellence in design, collaboration, and social impact. This year, the collaborative presents the Paul Sainert Award for Community Design to the 3 congregations and volunteer design teams who participated in our Infill Philadelphia Sacred Places Civic Spaces initiative. The initiative reimagined underutilized religious properties as community hubs. All 3 congregations went far above and beyond in their commitment to ensuring a process of true collaboration with their community partner, surrounding community, stakeholder task force, and the design team they were paired with. Working simultaneously with their respective communities, the congregations and design teams created innovative conceptual designs for their properties, which respond to the community's needs and represent opportunities for truly equitable development. The hard work of these congregations continued beyond our initiative through their successful efforts to secure collectively close to $900,000 in funding from the William Penn Foundation for technical assistance to move their projects forward toward implementation. Congratulations to the 3 congregations and the volunteer design teams. Zion Baptist Church and their volunteer design team led by Studio 6mm, Wharton Wesley United Methodist Church and their design team led by Brower and Hopton, and the Philadelphia Masjid and their design team led by HOK. Philadelphia lost an amazing thinker and innovator, and the collaborative lost its biggest cheerleader in Paul Seinert's passing. I know that Paul would be thrilled to see our awardees recognized for their collaboration, and he would be so happy to know that the impact that this initiative has already made to advance conversation around preservation and equity in Philadelphia. On behalf of the AIA and the Community Design Collaborative, congratulations.
Yeah. Good evening. My name is Mike Major. I'm the board president of Call to Serve CDC, as well as associate minister at Zion Baptist Church. I just want to say thank you to the collaborative for the Paul Seinert's Award. And we're excited about the project and what it can do for the community that Zion is sitting in.
Hi, I'm Brian Semanek, one of the principal architects at Studio 6mm, the design lead on the project. I want to thank you so much for this honor. It's truly humbling to have this work that builds on the legacy of Reverend Leon Sullivan, one of Philadelphia's most prominent civil rights leaders, to be honored with the Paul Seinert Award for Community Design. It's a wonderful recognition that we hope will continue to build momentum that enables this important work to be realized for Zion Baptist Church, its congregation, and the community at large. Thanks.
Hi there, my name is Victor Young. I'm a partner in the Philadelphia law firm of Obermeyer, Revin, Maxwell, and Hippel. I'm a 60+ year member of Zion Baptist Church and a member of its board of trustees, and I'm also the interim president of its CDC, the Leon H. Sullivan CDC. On behalf of Zion, it is my privilege and pleasure to thank the collaborative for this award. We at Zion are so excited as to how this project will impact the local community and the city at large. And we thank the collaborative for its assistance in this project.
Thank you.
Thank you again very much.
Thank you.
I'm Reverend David W. Brown, the lead pastor at Wharton Wesley United Methodist Church. So glad to be able to accept this with our partners.
Milton Major, here with Brower and Hauptman Architects, along with my colleagues Christian Collis and Michael Hauptman. We're very happy to be a part of this wonderful project and opportunity to work with the AIA Philadelphia and the Community Design Collaborative, and we look forward to continuing and working together in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. This award goes to MGA Partners for the acoustical treatment detail of Puglisi Hall at the University of Delaware, and it is a merit award in the Divine Detail category. We were really appreciative of the beautiful development of the acoustical ceiling in this performance space, made of different kinds of wood and used in different ways. It gives spatial definition while performing an important acoustical task. It is beautiful and refined and a tremendous character-giving element to this room.
Congratulations to you and MGA Partners for winning the Merit Award in the Divine Detail category for the acoustical treatments at Puglisi Hall, University of Delaware. Congratulations.
Thank you. That's so wonderful. Appreciate it. The project was a great partnership with the music department and with the facilities department at the University of Delaware. And the goal of the project was to convert a recently constructed room for rehearsal into a room for orchestral performance, and a room that would really perform appropriately acoustically for the large ensembles and the types of university events that they hold in the room. It was a great collaboration with everyone at University of Delaware, and we really enjoyed working on it.
And our first Merit Award in the General Unbuilt category goes to AIA McHenry for their hostel co-op project.
The hostel co-op project struck the jury as something incredibly optimistic. The idea of solving many problems with one design solution, in this case, questions of affordable housing, questions of food insecurity, as well as sort of modular construction. The concept is to sort of produce a kind of system that houses both hostel rooms as well as potential food production within the rooms or on the roof. And all this is organized around a kind of modular, quick-built, crane-ready type of solution. The jury thought it was aspirational and innovative in its solution. We also appreciated the kind of representational style, showing with really strong graphics a kind of compelling argument for the necessity of this type of design solution. So we're excited to see it and do hope that it moves forward.
So congratulations to AIA McHenry for winning a Merit Award in the General Unbuilt category for Hostel Co-op.
Great, thank you.
Oh, that's cool.
I want to thank Parkway Corporation for they're the client that we've been working with on the project, and it's really a chance to do a little bit more exploratory work in terms of self-sufficient housing that can actually train people for jobs, also house them, and also provide, the self-sufficient produce. So that, it's a model that we've been working on both here in the office and also in the research I'm doing at Penn in my design studio about this idea of living off the land, this sense of like getting off the landscape and the countryside and bringing food production into the city. So it's a great opportunity to look at that some more, and I think it's a great part of our future going forward.
And the next award goes to MGA Partners for the Performing Arts Center at Center High School. This project is receiving a Merit Award in the General Unbuilt category. We thought this project really told a great story through its presentation. It utilized a technique of a kind of graphic novel that really helped to show the experience of the architecture from a number of different perspectives. The project is serving a diverse and urban high school through a variety of performing arts spaces that we think will really provide a great need for the community in this school. And so we thought the project was really worthy of this recognition, and particularly appreciated its representation. So congratulations to the team.
Congratulations to MGA Partners for winning the Merit Award in General Unbuilt for the Performing Arts Center at Central High School.
Great project has really been near and dear to our hearts at MGA. We've been working with Central High School since 2016 on master planning and starting a phased approach to making improvements at their property up in Philadelphia at Olney and Ogats. They're a great group of people at Central High School, and it's being led by their Alumni Association. And we just think the world of them, and they've been great clients to work with.
I can't believe it's already been 4 years since we started work with Central, and already seen so many good things come of it. Even just having the master plan has given them good direction and focus on decisions they make and how to use the facility every day. And then we're really lucky to see a phase 1 project through to fruition that's already started to transform the campus. So a lot of good things have already started happening, and if this award portends anything, the best one is still to come. So it's very exciting.
And the next award goes to Umbra for the Urban Boathouse Project for a Merit Award in the Unbuilt category. This project is titled Urban Boathouse, but it's actually 2 structures. One is an existing boathouse to be repurposed. into some public program. And the second is a larger new structure adjacent to it, 3-story structure with mixed use on the ground floor and residential above. We were quite struck by the program that was proposed at the ground level to connect the canal area back to the single family residential, as well as the city at large, which included an indoor restaurant, a clubhouse, community gardens, a teaching area, and watercraft rentals, as well as boat slips along the edge. The architecture and massing of the new structure was quite skillful in how it was essentially a large 3-story box that had carve-outs on the top 2 floors, both solid and void, interior, exterior spaces to break up the massing. And then a clever use of material in terms of its clarity of just white and concrete and how it actually described those solid voids within the massing. So congratulations again to Umbra.
Congratulations to Umbra for winning the Merit Award in the General Unbuilt category for Urban Boathouse.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that the driver really was about kind of the public realm and to make the architecture take advantage of the existing slip that's already there, the boat lounge.
Incredible site for a project on a canal in kind of an urban setting in Detroit. Amelia's father has kind of a history with this site. And really they brought us in to kind of help, I guess, foster sort of a sense of community in this neighborhood.
Kind of get out of the way to a certain degree and fulfill the program and the need for the economics of the project, but do it in a way where the architecture almost gets out of the way and the ground plane is given over to the public.
The next award goes to Bright Common for the Front Project, a Merit Award in the Unbuilt category. This lively project captures the street underneath an L, a former desolate and underused space, a zone for a small boutique hotel. The facade is a very clever balance of both gritty and glamorous.
Congratulations to Bright Common for winning the Merit Award in the General Unbuilt category for Front.
Thanks, Paul. We're so excited. We are so thankful and so grateful and honored to win this award. And thank you so much. It's great. It was a really fun project to work on. Just a little bit about it. It was a interesting site, really complex site with multiple zoning designations, and it spanned from the Front Street corridor back to this tiny little residential street called Hope Street, and required a variance and a review with the neighbors to see it through. And we wanted to be sensitive about that. It was a really fun project to work on, and we're just really thankful to receive this award. So thank you.
Our next Merit Award in the Historic Preservation Adaptive Reuse category goes to BLTA for their project at the Bourse.
The Bourse project is a renovation of a historic building. The photographs of its sort of historic conditions as well as its conditions prior to renovation kind of reveal how dramatic the transformation has been. The jury was impressed with how the details of the historic structure were sort of brought back to life, celebrated and allowed to sort of be seen for the kind of beauty that they are. Many times these historic buildings suffer not from demolition, but maybe more from neglect. And it seems that by sort of renovating and sort of reprogramming and reanimating spaces like this, it does help keep these spaces alive. And certainly being well used is one way to sort of keep spaces well maintained. And we all know that buildings represent such a kind of investment of energy, embodied energy, but also just sort of cultural energy. So it's wonderful to see an old building like this sort of brought back to life in new ways through kind of a loving and sensitive renovation and sort of reutilization. So the jury was quite impressed with the efforts to sort of re-engage and reanimate this space in the city.
Congratulations to BLT Architects for winning the Merit Award in Historic Preservation and Adaptive Reuse for the Bourse.
First time we walked through the Bourse with MRP Realty, the client, we recognized that the building held great potential, and we thank our MRP for trusting our vision for the building.
Yeah, this was an exciting opportunity to take a Philadelphia landmark and recraft it into a unique and welcoming space that serves an expanded local community and those visiting Philadelphia.
And we appreciate the rich architectural detail that was uncovered through our investigations and how we were able to better showcase those details.
This is 2 in a row for BLT. We're thrilled and honored that the jury selected us for this wonderful award.
The next award goes to Bright Commons for the Play Arts. This project is receiving a Merit Award with commendation for great citizenship. It's a historic preservation and adaptive reuse project in the general built category. This project took a historic bath and transformed it into a daycare. It utilized it upgraded the envelope with kind of high performing strategies and did deep energy savings to really bolster the performance of this project while reducing the embodied carbons that might have been seen from a new structure. This project skillfully created a variety of spaces for the children in this daycare with minimal interventions that are playful yet refined in their execution. So we thought this project was really well done and executed, and congratulations to that team.
Congratulations to Bright Common for winning the Merit Award with commendation for great citizenship in historic preservation and adaptive reuse for Play Arts.
Thank you to the AIA. We're thrilled to receive this award, and we're looking forward to continuing this type of work in Philly, specifically adapting our existing buildings to respond to a continuously changing climate and future. Thank you again.
And the next award goes to Kaminsky and Pugh for the Scout Limited project for a Merit Award in the Interior Architecture category. The jury felt this project was the definition of doing a lot with a little. It's only about 2,000 square feet. It's a rehab of an existing mechanical space behind a school into a series of interventions that create collab and maker spaces. We thought the design was handled very intelligently in terms of the choices of what to leave in the existing space, the raw, the patina, etc., which included these beautifully weathered walls and reappropriated found objects, and where to insert the new. So the new components were also very strategic, we felt, mainly millwork, smart furniture choices, and also a really great use of space with a programmed sort of triangulated space within the middle, creating this double circulation zone, which allowed for this layered spatial condition to exist within a very tight footprint. So we were overall just very impressed that they packed so much design into a modest project and a modest budget and a modest size. So congratulations again, Kaminsky and Pugh.
Congratulations to Kaminsky and Pugh for winning the Merit Award in the Interior Architecture category for the Office for Scout Ltd.
It was a wonderful project and a wonderful collaboration with a great client. And I'll let Whitney Jocelyn, the project manager, talk a little bit more about the specifics.
Yeah, I think it was a really exciting project. When Scout came to us, they kind of presented us with a space that was in no capacity in leasable condition, and that tends to be where they like to locate their offices, so they're not, taking away square footage from potential future tenants. It was such a multifaceted project, but it was really exciting, and they're a wonderful client, and they love kind of taking some risks and pushing the envelope in directions that you don't typically run into with a lot of other projects or clients. So it was really exciting.
The next award goes to Port Urbanism for the Lowline Phase 1 project, a small project award in the merit category. This very bold and lively series of interventions in a space underneath an elevated transportation line creates a wonderful announcement to spaces that are occupied below, and a series of moments to pause, to sit, and to get oriented.
On behalf of AIA Philadelphia, I'm pleased to congratulate Port Urbanism for winning a merit award in the small projects category for the Lowline Phase 1. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So we're really proud of the Lowline project. It's just the beginning phase of an ongoing project we've been working on with the Lakeview Chamber of Commerce and Friends of Lakeview since 2017. This chamber and the neighbors and the Friends of Lakeview have just been a tremendous group to work with to keep the momentum going for the project. And so the overall, it's going to be over half-mile art and garden walk beneath the L tracks that makes this connection throughout Lakeview and will be its own kind of art destination.
The overall explanation you gave is really good, and just also the kind of support of the CTA, I think was really strong for the project and allowed us to be able to undertake such an endeavor.
The project really came together around some unique partnerships within the city, and it was just really a pleasure working with such a broad range of collaborators.
Our next merit award in the small projects category goes to Digsaw for their library play spaces project.
This is a project that is clearly super fun for kids, but clearly on a tight budget, but clearly has a high potential for impact. So low budget, high impact is how we sort of saw it. We love the energy of this. We love the kind of reconfigurability. It sort of involves kids in a kind of active engagement with their environments. Maybe it's about reconfiguring furniture or discovering ways to use furniture. It embodies so many of just the right kinds of ways to engage kids with questions of design. So we always admire projects that do a lot with a little. And this one, just looking at the kids in the pictures, it's so obvious that this is already sort of having a huge sort of impact in the kind of historic library that it's inserted into. So a kind of tactical insertion of a kind of fun and educational project.
Congratulations to Digsaw for winning the Merit Award in the Small Projects category for library play spaces.
Well, we're really appreciative. We want to thank the jury and AIA Philadelphia. It's always nice to get recognized, especially for these types of projects that are small and meaningful and in the service of communities throughout Philadelphia. This was a really unique project for us. We had an incredible team of collaborators, which included Studio Ludo, Smith Playground and Playhouse, as well as Erector Sets, which meant that we were involved in everything from the programming, through the design, through the construction, and even into the training and monitoring of each of these installations, which has expanded what happens in children's libraries throughout the city.
It also touches on a couple of unique interests for us, both in terms of our ability to go into existing spaces and to have kind of more sort of strategic and discrete initiatives that really kind of fundamentally change the use and the experience of those spaces. And I think also, just a real interest in the idea of play. And it's been a theme in a way through much of our work along the way. The idea of play is a really fundamental part often forgotten part in the lives of our children, in our own lives, and in our work. Our colleague Rebecca Braun, who also was kind of so critical and essential to the execution of the project.
The next award goes to Bright Common for the Alone House. It's a merit award in the general built category. This project is a single family residence that really was doing a lot with very few moves. It had an impressive low budget, and it reminds the jury a bit of a Japanese house with a very kind of clever entryway that was more gestural. They did a lot with a very few moves, really making the most of what they had, and followed passive house guidelines to focus on a high performing envelope as well as energy efficiency strategies, and the project integrated in a solar array. So, as well as incorporating thoughts around resiliency and local materials. So I think this project really demonstrates both how we can marry the integration of the design with the performance and can be a case study for many other urban single family homes.
I'd like to congratulate Bright Common for winning the Merit Award in the general built category for Alone House.
Thank you so much. At Bright Common, we believe that the climate crisis is an invitation to change how we practice urbanism in the face of climate denial and avoidance. So, we modeled Alone House in response to that, and we were particularly focused on adaptation, resiliency, and idiosyncrasy to reflect this call that we feel. And so, Alone House, it's an all-electric home. It's net zero energy. It's a net zero energy passive house, and it's responsive to the already changing climate by focusing on both embodied and operational carbon. It means a lot to us to be recognized for it. So thank you so much.
And the next award goes to Digsaw for the edible garden and classroom at the Tyler Arboretum project for a merit award in the general built category. This project is a small classroom building set in an edible garden at the Tyler Arboretum. Its mission is admirable in that it provides seed to table learning to promote healthy living and a sustainable method to utilize the land. The design is efficient and restrained in its use of materials and building form inspired by the log cabins in Pennsylvania. The building takes its cues from this simplicity and interprets the cladding material into a contemporary terracotta tile, which the jury thought was beautiful. We were also taken by its use as both the exterior wall envelope and the roofing material, as well as its sort of relevance and connection to the clay terracotta cots that were throughout the garden, the edible gardenscape. The detailing is beautiful, beautifully designed and well crafted, a real jewel box situated in the screenscape. Congratulations, Digsaw.
Congratulations to Digsaw for winning a Merit Award in the general built category for edible garden and classroom at the Tyler Arboretum.
Thank you. It's a great little project, one we're super proud of. We know that the Arboretum is really proud of it. It was a design build venture. I think everybody that was involved on the construction and found it rewarding as well.
It's a really simple project that you said packs a lot of ambition, and I think once we started to work with Ludovici as initially as the idea of a arboretum, and we kind of expanded that concept as an underpinning to the project. We convinced them of the idea of using it as a wall material. It allowed us to kind of free up, I think, a lot of the simplicity that is latent in buildings like this. Once you remove these kind of conventional details of roof to wall, eaves, gutters, those conditions, I think it adds to this idea of keeping a really simple idea party to a building like this.
The next award goes to ISA for the Mountain House, which is a merit award in the built category. This is a really exciting and dramatic design, full of positive energy, based on three elements: a lifted set of volumes that look out through angled walls favoring different views, a concrete base underneath which adapts to a very steeply sloping hillside, and then finally a stone supported stair that rises up the hill and gives access to this perch at the top.
Congratulations to IFA for winning the Merit Award in the General Built category for the Mountain House project. Congratulations, Brian and your team.
Great, thanks, Paul. Would like to say thanks to our client, United Makers, for entrusting us with being able to take three pretty modest infill houses and on an interesting site in Manayunk and really explore the possibilities of the site, the incredible views, kind of allowing us to bring some extra thinking and design energy to an everyday project, in Philadelphia, which we enjoy sort of bringing the highest level of attention to. Thanks again.
Our next Merit Award in the General Built category goes to Kieran Timberlake for their East End Transformation Project.
The East End transformation at the Washington University in St. Louis looks like part of a larger urban plan to take maybe what might have been considered the kind of backside of a campus and turn it into a new front. Looking at the master plan, we see a kind of a formal arrangement focused on historic structure, but currently occupied by surface parking. In the master plan, we see a kind of plan to transform a lot of that parking into grassy kind of lawn areas, and the East End transformation seems to be part of that effort to frame in a way the historic structure, creating a very formal sort of approach sequence that starts to build out this future master plan. The two buildings that comprise the East End transformation are contemporary structures. They're clad in glass. They are clearly modern, yet they manage to sort of frame the historic building, and the arrangement of structures, I think, is clearly deferential to the historic campus buildings. So while maintaining a kind of modern vocabulary, these buildings are able to sort of dialogue with historic structures in, I think, respectful and appropriate ways. The jury was struck by the kind of light-filled quality of spaces that seem to address, questions of student life, inviting a kind of activity sort of into the buildings and then back out to the kind of paved plaza beyond. But these are buildings that are clearly architectural, but have a kind of urban sensibility. So the jury was impressed with the, in a way, the restraint of the architecture, kind of, and the kind of deference for a kind of larger urban plan.
Congratulations to Kieran Timberlake for winning the Merit Award in the General Built category for the East End Transformation Project.
Well, thank you very much to the AIA and to the jury for this great recognition. This transformation is something we're very proud of. It's been a very rewarding several years, seeing it come to fruition, working closely with the university. I think we are especially appreciative of a really incredible team and the collective intelligence that it took to make this project successful. So thank you again, AIA and the jury.
The next award goes to KJOA Architects for Local Fish Town. This is a merit award in the general built category. So it was really well executed and detailed. We appreciated the focus on bringing in natural light and connection to the exterior, nature and light deep into the building in this kind of dense urban environment through vertical green walls, solar tubes, and light wells. The attention to detail and kind of execution was really well done. And congratulations to that team.
Congratulations to KJA Architecture for winning the Merit Award in the General Built category for Local Fish Town.
Thank you, Paul. We had a great time working on this project. We have unofficially deemed it the smallest new hotel ever built in Philadelphia, so it was challenging. We had a great time working on it. We had an amazing client, Chad and Courtney Ludeman from Stay Local. They were great to work with. And from our office specifically, thanks Greg, Olivia, and Mike for your work. And thank you to the jurors and AIA Philadelphia. We appreciate the recognition.
And this next award goes to Digsaw again for the Jefferson School Middle School project for a merit award in the general build category. This project is a small academic building, including classrooms, a music and performance space, and a gymnasium. The jury felt the design of this modest building was quite beautiful in its simplicity and restraint, inspired by the local agricultural structures in the area. It had a real formal and material control to it that we talked about quite a bit. We felt that this project created a really beautiful composition that resonates well in the landscape campus. The outdoor spaces and rooms are also extremely well crafted and framed within the context of the adjacent existing buildings, creating these really nice outdoor spaces between the buildings. And the interiors are light and bright, filled with just enough color and light to help define various program zones within, again, a very small footprint. Congratulations on another award, Digsaw.
Congratulations to Digsaw for winning the General Built Merit Award for the Jefferson School Middle School building.
Thank you. Yeah, well, it always means a lot to be recognized by our peers and by the AIA, so thank you. And it's really special when it's a project like this, which is really a modest project with a very limited budget for a small school who's doing really innovative things and thinking about things differently.
I think that it was a great pleasure to work on this project. We had a great client group and a great construction team. And we did have a very limited budget and a very limited scope, but it allowed us to really be surgical about kind of diving into what the school is all about, this kind of interior exterior relationship, really focusing our details and focusing our thought process to kind of extract as much of what we thought of as kind of an agrarian minimalism to try to create kind of a playful and fun atmosphere.
The next award goes to Umbra for their Carriage House project in Detroit, an honor award in the unbuilt category. This is a beautiful project at every level, reclaiming and breathing life into an abandoned brick shell for the base of a multi-purpose retail, co-working, and residential project. It is a tremendous revitalization of a piece of urban fabric. Its clear legibility of the different uses and marking at the corner is going to make it a tremendously welcoming and powerful addition to the community.
Would like to congratulate Umbra Architects for winning an honor award in the general unbuilt category for the Carriage House.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very honored.
It's very
That's
exciting
great.
news. This has been a project and a labor of love for a long time, and Umbra's done an amazing job with it.
City Council's approval on this project, and it's been years in the making. It's been one of those projects that has sort of developed slowly and evolved.
It's been a labor of love with us. This is the firm. This is the project that kind of got us going as a firm, and we're excited to see it executed, and we're again very honored by this award. And it's just it's one of those special projects to us that we hope to execute very well.
Our next honor award in the Historic Preservation Adaptive Reuse category goes to Voith and McTavish for their Silverman Hall project.
Silverman Hall is a renovation of the University of Pennsylvania Law School. This project is kind of impressive in allowing the kind of historic structure to feel like it was brand new. The photographs before and after show the original character of the building and its interiors. Often we think of historic preservation as simply being about appearances or exteriors, but this is such a kind of loving and sensitive renovation of interior spaces with real architectural qualities. So the jury was impressed by how the renovation manages to, in a way, expose and celebrate the historic features of these buildings while upgrading them for contemporary educational purposes. So installing systems, contemporary technologies within a historic building, but mostly just appreciating the kind of sensitivity to the renovation that allows these beautiful buildings to continue to be part of university life, even as they're upgraded to contemporary technologies.
On behalf of AIA Philadelphia, I'd like to congratulate Voith and McTavish for winning an honor award in the Historic Preservation Adaptive Reuse category for Silverman Hall. Congratulations.
Thank you. That's really fantastic. Absolutely thrilled. So I know that the Philadelphia chapter is just filled with hugely talented architects, and the work that's produced by this community is extraordinary. So to receive this award means all that much more because of the strength of the community as a whole. So thank you so much.
So thank you for this award. The community over at Penn Law is just so terrific, and being able to design and work with them to design these beautiful rooms that really have such an impact on their educational environment and how they can teach and learn has been really, really great. And getting an award is quite rewarding. So thank you.
So this was my first kind of beginning to end project with VMA. And so it was really, it was a really unique experience to get that start to finish and to see such a fantastic finished product. And I have a lot of friends who are actually students at the law school. So getting to see that perspective as well is so cool. I still get texts, maybe monthly now, about how great the rooms are, how well they perform and all that. So yeah, it was a really exciting first project to be on.
From the historical perspective, it's great to see those rooms really brought back to life, and giving this very important building, and it's a Copen Stewart's and it's an architectural relic, right? So being able to go back in and really rejuvenate those spaces, those rooms in particular, in that entire building is really great.
The next award goes to KSS Architects for the Remy Theater. This is an honor award for historic preservation and adaptive reuse in the general built category. This project was an outdoor amphitheater, and it was a restoration of an existing one. It was really well done, and we thought the pictures of the ruins really kind of were great in explaining sort of how it had been and the transformation that occurred. As the purpose of these spaces have evolved over time, this project used the geometry of the theater and the fulcrum to really, as the inspiration and restoration, while creating a new space that really integrates into the landscape in both its form and in creating these informal spaces as part of the amphitheater. The reuse of the existing stone and the kind of careful documentation of it was great. And we appreciated that there weren't as many seats in this sort of evolution of this space and how it's evolved over time. It was a great transformation with really nice detailing and execution. So congratulations to the team.
Congratulations to KSS Architects for winning the honor award in the Historic Preservation Adaptive Reuse category for the Remy Theater.
All right. Thank you all so much for this honor and this recognition of this project. I'll just start off, but we had an incredibly deep team that made this happen and facilitated the success of the project.
I think this is a great story about impact and about how something at this scale, while we were working on this, exciting campus center project, it's their first campus center at the school, something at this scale that came in a little bit later can generate so much impact and connection within the Sarah Lawrence community. So it was really exciting to, have something unexpected sort of show up and appear and then take a life of its own.
Our next honor award in the interior architecture category goes to Stantex Noheta for Charles Library at Temple University.
The jury universally agreed this was an incredible project, from the design, the performance, and sort of very clever and intelligent planning. The wood soffit that acted as a unifying sculptural element for the interior spaces was really successful in kind of bringing the building together, and it kind of unites inside and outside the building while visually engaging the community, both kind of internally as well as externally through peaks, between spaces within the building as well as out to the community. We appreciated they created a variety of learning environments and kind of clear articulation of the spaces throughout. We like the daylight that was brought in and kind of incorporated throughout the whole building, even though it is a deep and massive building. The incorporation of the green roof and stormwater to help with the stormwater, as well as to help restore the ecosystem and create pollinator plants was very well done. And we like the clear articulation of the book box spaces that kind of pop up throughout. The focus on the detailing was exquisite and very well done, and we really enjoyed this project. So congratulations to the team.
On behalf of AIA Philadelphia, I'd like to extend congratulations to the team of Stantec and Noheta for winning the honor award in the interior architecture category for their work at the Charles Library at Temple University.
Thanks, that's amazing. That's awesome. Great. Yeah, I don't know. It's really exciting. It's always great to be recognized for the work that we do. But in projects like this, it's for the students. It's for the people who use it that really make it come alive, and that's what it's all about.
It was a great achievement, and the end result is that the students hopefully will have improved success on the campus as a result of the ability to collaborate in a meaningful way in a building that actually is healthy for them and just provides all the required needs that hopefully can make them grow. And just a great thanks. We're really happy about this, and we'd like to thank the AIA chapter for the award and for the jury for recognizing the team for the Charles Library at Temple University. We also want to make a really sincere thanks to Joe Lucia, the Dean of the Libraries, for his vision, and to the leadership of Dozie eBay and Julie Mullen at Temple's Project Delivery Group. Without all of them, we wouldn't be here today.
The next award goes to Port Urbanism for the 8th Street Gateway Park Master Plan, an honor award in planning. Located in Bentonville, Arkansas, the home of the Walton family, who have done a number of public-spirited public places. This is a beautiful park in an otherwise very undistinguished or flat, unmarked landscape. It creates a series of real spaces and places within that landscape, well connected by bike trails and to the neighborhoods around. In that landscape, it creates contours and places, well-defined spaces, bridges over streets, a beautiful sequence of spaces that will be really inviting to that neighborhood.
Congratulations to Port Urbanism on winning the honor award in the planning category for the 8th Street Gateway Master Plan.
Slani, thank you, AIA Philadelphia. We're really excited about this award, really excited about this project in Bentonville, Arkansas. We've been involved in the project for the bulk of 2020 in sort of developing the master plan and now moving into schematic design for it. We're really lucky to be working with the city of Bentonville and the Walton Family Foundation as part of their Design Excellence program, which this park is part of, and are looking forward to getting some shovels in the ground as soon as possible.
It's been a really fun project to work on. 2020 obviously threw us some curveballs with COVID, but we were able to adjust and still get the project in front of the community in Northwest Arkansas and got some really great feedback. So I went to undergraduate at school at the University of Arkansas, so it's a little bit like coming home for me, and yeah, it's a lot of fun to work on the project.
Our next honor award in the small projects category goes to WRT for their Sarah Berman's Closet project.
So Sarah Berman's Closet is a installation as a museum installation outside the museum. So it's like a small, compact architecture, compact museum that is somehow displaced from the galleries and now out on the street. So the kind of surprise of discovering something like this, sort of embedded in the everyday, seems to be part of the agenda. Sarah Berman, as a suffragist, a kind of immigrant, has a kind of fascinating story to tell, and this little installation seems to be a highly effective way to communicate that message in a very public place, right outdoors. So the architectural challenges are really to create a kind of intimate architecture that's both the most intimate, like a closet, and the most public, like something you would encounter on a sidewalk. The architects managed to achieve that with a structure that is a small building with enclosure, presumably climate control, lighting, and so on. But it does really confront the passerby on the sidewalk with this intimate interior, and the content does speak to the life of Sarah Berman, and kind of uses architecture, an intimate architecture, to convey this kind of important story. So the jury was really impressed with the kind of the elegance of this small architecture, the detailing, obviously as an exterior structure, the detailing looks quite precise and quite in a way impeccable. So we were really impressed with the execution of this little pavilion building.
On behalf of AIA Philadelphia, I'd like to offer congratulations to WRT for winning an honor award in the small projects category for Sarah Berman's Closet. Congratulations.
Yay.
So
thank you, Josh.
Might be in the small projects category, but putting a small structure on Independence Mall next to a subway station and across from Independence Hall is no small project.
I think a much more complicated task than one might have assumed from the outset. And, you know, the way to which you and Amelia and the rest of the team worked with us and helped to create something that was truly kind of a beautiful interruption in the Independence Mall area and community, and something that spoke to this location, made for a very, I think, special occurrence.
Yeah, I think for us it was a unique opportunity because so frequently we're asked to make things that just simply work and not speak. And I think creating a place that was, and creating opportunity for folks to speak and say something more.
I think it was definitely a unique project to work on. First time I've ever tried to put a closet on a plaza. And I think trying to incorporate, how do you create a structure that both kind of doesn't overtake the piece, the closet, and kind of works with that and works with the plaza, and how do you create a space that's open 24 hours that still protects the art and still protects the piece. It's definitely a challenge, and it was definitely a pleasure to work with the Commons and work with the museum to kind of figure out all those little pieces.
Thank you guys for including us in the process. We are really thrilled to do it. And this is just a nice moment for a great exhibit that we all, I think, enjoyed doing. And at this difficult moment, it's nice to have these opportunities to just step back and appreciate the energy and effort that went into making the project so successful.
Our next honor award in the general build category goes to Koshia Moose for their Hamilton Amenities Building. Congratulations.
This project is an insertion of a sculptural object between two historic brick buildings. The jury thought that it was both interesting in its formal facade, plugging a hole, but also being very clearly very figural, while creating its own language and expression for the complex. We like the contrast between the framework of the massive buildings around it, of these kind of masonry character, with the new kind of sculptural metal and glass building. It created a nice outdoor space, and really appreciated the sculptural nature of the sunscreen above this kind of plain box that was appropriate in its ambition and interesting in its use of materials. So congratulations to that team.
And I am here to congratulate you, Koshia Moose, for winning the Honor Award for the General Built category for Hamilton Court Amenities Building.
Actually, we're very excited. We did win an unbuilt award, and I think I was thinking about this earlier, that to actually build the project was even so much harder than designing it. And so we're very proud of this, and actually it's a big deal for us because it is a unique project, I think, for Philadelphia, and we're very fortunate to have a great client, Post Brothers, and somebody who really, once they saw the design, was really behind it.
We started this company approximately 10 years ago in the depths of the Great Recession, and obviously we had to make ends meet and all that. But one of our goals, I think, in creating this this practice was to be a part of the fabric of Philadelphia, and we have in many ways. But this project is a wonderful to get formal recognition of that. It's just great to have this thing in our backyard, and you go past it all the time. We did this.
This next award goes to Ewing Cole for the Mast 2 Community Charter School Project for an honor award in the general built category. This project is a new K through 12 education complex on a 19-acre site along the Delaware River in Philly. The jury felt this project was well done on many levels. The massing is very clever, and that is essentially these two long bar buildings canted to one another in such a way that nests this spirited wedge-shaped communal social space kind of courtyard in between the two bars. In addition, there's an intelligent cross-grain cut through the bars, providing pedestrian circulation across both bars, also framing a view out to the Tacony Bridge. The exterior vertical corrugated metal cladding works very well in tandem with a series of vertical windows, which created this rhythmic pattern background for the expression of a series of larger program spaces within. The design team had a really good handle on color, we felt, as expressed through these large-scale voids framed in bright yellow. The project overall is very well detailed and executed throughout. Congratulations, Ewing Cole.
Congratulations to Ewing Cole for winning the Honor Award in the General Built category for Mass 2 Community Charter School.
Yes, thank you.
All
That's
right.
fantastic. Woo.
Thank you. Thank you very much to the AIA for recognizing our work. This is a important job for us. We had a great time collaborating with Mass Community Charter School, with the City of Philadelphia, with BSI, construction managers. We really feel like we're able to support the work of Mass as they educate the children of Philadelphia. This was an opportunity for us to create a real sense of identity for them, and then also to create some flexibility as they continue to grow as an institution.
Yeah, thank you so much for the recognition of our work. We're excited that our design is positively making an impact along the Delaware River and the Tacony community, and just excited to be a part of this really fun project. Thank you.
Just want to say thank you so much for the recognition.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was a great project, great team.
And the next award goes to Bright Common for sustainability in a sustainability award. And it is for the Outlet project, the house called Outlet. An infill house designed by Passive House Principles, using PV array to amplify and capture energy. It's a rental unit. It's a two-part infill row house. Its rental unit serves as home for first responders. A very thoughtful project.
Congratulations to Bright Common for winning the Sustainability Award in the General Built category for Outlet.
Thank you so much. This project is the product of a long-standing relationship that we had with the owner. This is actually our second project with them. The site is a street-to-street lot with the client's existing home at one end and Outlet, the new building, at the other end. So conceptually, we looked to the model of a carriage home, which is typically a living space atop a workshop or utility space. So here we have a second and third floor with a short-term rental unit and an artist studio for the client at the first floor. Technically, in sustainability, this is a certified zero energy ready home, and we focused on deep energy savings, low embodied carbon materials, and continuously refreshed and filtered indoor air. And these are all things, as we know, that have become increasingly evident, increasingly important during the current pandemic. So we'd like to thank the AIA for recognizing this important work, striving towards a climate adapted future. And we'd also like to thank Aaron Murray and Christopher Grant, the clients, as well as the builder, Travis Douglas from Future & Sons. Without their help, none of this would be possible. So really great team, really exciting work.
For our second Sustainability Award of the evening in the General Built category, goes to HOK for their LG North American Headquarters project.
LG North American Headquarters is an office building, maybe a campus, you might say, located in New Jersey, across the Washington Bridge from Manhattan. The remarkable thing about this project is it's managed to score LEED Platinum for a building type that maybe isn't always held to the highest of standards. As a corporate headquarters, it does seem to sort of broadcast a certain message, a kind of a message of corporate responsibility, perhaps. It does include many features like green roofs and photovoltaic panels. It seems to be quite compactly sort of arranged on the site. In terms of the experience, the design seems pretty crisp and clean. The lobbies are sort of bright and daylit, and it seems like the sort of sustainable features are being showcased in a way to communicate that agenda to the user. So not only is it sort of doing good, it's also sort of communicating the work that it's doing from a building science point of view. So the jury was impressed with the overall configuration of the project and the sustainable features that it's incorporated, while providing a attractive and elegant work environment for the users.
Congratulations to HOK for winning the Sustainability Award in the General Built category for LG North American Headquarters.
Thank you. It's a delight to be recognized for sustainability on the project. It's such a big part of the story of this project, so it's especially appropriate to be receiving this. Really, from the get-go in 2010, we had won this as a design competition. We ensured that there were a host of environmentally mindful components that were just baked right into the site planning and the design of the buildings. I mean, we took a site that was 60% covered with either an asphalt parking lot or a building, and we took that number down to about 35%. We're really proud to be able to have had an integrated team here at HOK, not just architects, but interior designers, landscape architects, sustainability and facade experts. It should also just recognize our other design partners. It was an incredible team. And in particular, just to call out GMS for structural engineering and Cosentini for MVP. They were terrific to work with. And a special thanks for Turner Construction for delivering this amazing project. Also, of course, just want to thank LG for inviting us on this amazing journey. And again, AIA Philadelphia for this recognition. We really appreciate it. So thank you.
Okay, and the next award goes to Stantec and Snøhetta for the Charles Library at Temple University for the Gold Award in the General Built category, but also for the overall Gold Award for all the submissions for this season. So congratulations, Stantec and Snøhetta. This project is a library and community center for not just Temple University, but also it's open to the city of Philly, and so it's open to the public, which the jury was very impressed by, that it was actually a program that was offered back to the city through the university. The jury felt the massing was masterful in its composition of these concave carved out voids that create these large scale entries and a really nice formal relief from the otherwise large volume of this building. The concave carves continue into the interior space, providing this really great dynamic series of layered large scale sectional cuts throughout the main communal space and spaces. The use of wood, concrete, and steel on the interior works really well to distinguish the various architectural and programmatic components that make up the project. In addition, there's a very large green roof that helped to filter the site's stormwater management system. The jury overall was quite impressed with many aspects of the project. So I just want to say congratulations again to Stantec and Snøhetta for the Gold Award of the day.
So congratulations to the Stantec Snøhetta joint venture team for winning the gold medal for the general built category for the Charles Library at Temple University.
Gold medal, that's fantastic. That's very, very special. Thank you. We certainly would like to congratulate our team members who worked with us, Stantec. But most importantly, I suppose for us is the people of Philadelphia and of Pennsylvania who helped create this project. The community surrounding Northern Philadelphia and Temple who participated in our understanding of how to make this work. And we see it as a great unifier, and we're very happy for that.
And also echo those thoughts. We had a wonderful working relationship with Snøhetta throughout the whole process, along with all of our sub-consultants on the team. And we really think that the end result is really going to improve student success at Temple University. The building is a community building. It's not just the community for the students, but it's also open for the local residents as well. Also want to thank Joe Lucia, the Dean of Libraries, and also thank the project delivery group at Temple University with Dozie eBay and Julie Mullen for working with us to deliver the project. Thank you.
Congratulations to everyone. What a great night. What a long, impressive list of projects. Congratulations to each and every one of you. It's so well deserved. Thank you again to all of our sponsors for supporting this event. I hope you all had fun. There will be some, at the end of the program, we'll open it up and people can stay on and network and chat. But I really thank you so much for being here tonight. I want to thank all of my staff. This has been such a brutal year and I would not be here without you. Thank you so much to Julie Foley and Liz Paul, Jermaine Jenkins, Joe Martinelli, Lois Seskin. And although she's not technically staff, she went out on her own, and is Tiffany Mercer Robbins and with Mercer Suite, who has been invaluable to us. And I'm just so grateful for all of her work in graphic design and video and communications support that she's given us this year. Thank you all for a great evening. I hope you have a wonderful holiday, and I hope to see you again soon in person. Take care, everybody. Good night.